Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPO Wizard. Well, welcome to the carnage, my friends. And yeah, I'm gonna be here with you until the deadline. Honestly, been doing a lot of research, have no idea what to do, where to go, what is going on here. But I'm still gonna be here with you. Come rain or shine, gonna be here with you. Just talk FPL and just have some fun, guys. Let's just chill. FPL is carnage anyway. Hello FPL, Sam, Saptar, Brian, Raja, Nehal, Shopnan. Welcome, guys. I hope you're all fine. Hope you're doing good. Hey Jackson, I hope you're fine, my friend. Um, hey Jug, welcome, bro. Yeah, everything is fine, bro. I hope you're fine as well. Saptar says Burnley versus Leicester is all over, is a salt over the wound. Absolutely, absolutely. The game's been getting cancelled left, right, and center. Player news, game cancellations, and whatnot, guys. Absolute carnage, guys. I haven't made any transfers, guys, and I don't intend to make any transfers until late. I'm just gonna try stuff. So I'm gonna wait for I don't know. I have a couple of dilemmas in my mind whether to go for Bruno Fernandes or to go for Ronaldo for a hit. So that is the dilemma, and that is what I'm going to be debating inside my mind. I tried everything before the deadline to make my decision but couldn't. So here I am with you, gonna be here with you answering your questions. But the dilemma remains, guys, whether to go for Ronaldo, like to sell Son for somebody like Trossard or Rafinha and get Ronaldo in place of Ivan Toney, or just get Bruno Fernandes in place of Son. So that is the dilemma. Fortunately, I had a great game week 21. I'm close to top 20k now. So that's the good news, by the way. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be here. Let's start answering your questions. And you can see my team. This is my Game Week 21 team on the screen, and I haven't made any transfers as of now. Hey Light Rays, welcome. He says, hey, was deadline chaos stream. Absolutely. Introduce some anarchy, they said. That was just a joke, by the way, and they took it too seriously. Nail says, thoughts on Martinelli to Trossard and Son to Bruno. I like that transfer, Nail. Especially if you already own Ronaldo, getting Bruno Fernandes this game week could be good, like to attack this game week, especially because there's not many good options in the midfield anyway. Brian says, would you do Salah to Bruno for a free or Salah to Trossard and forward? Not sure which one yet to Ronaldo. Yeah, this is the same dilemma that I have, Brian. So if you kind of want to go with what I do, you probably just wait and let me make up my mind, and I'll tell you what to do. Personally, I'm debating the same thing, whether to go from Son to Bruno for for a free transfer, or to go with Son to Trossard or Rafinha and Ivan Toney to Ronaldo. So that is the dilemma in the mind at the moment. I'm still going through it. I'll let you know as soon as I make up my mind. Hey Ahmed, welcome. I already told you my transfer plan. Would this team need rearranging? Yeah, this is just my previous game week team. I just wanted to show you guys. Let me move on to pick teams so you can actually see my current team. Yeah, so this is my current team, by the way, and I haven't set up my captain, vice captain, or whatever, because I still need to make my transfers. Hey George, I hope you're doing well, bro. Saptar says De Gea, Van Bissaka, Alonso, Alexander-Arnold, Jota, Bowen, Bernardo Silva, Trossard, Ronaldo, Dennis Antonio. That's a perfectly good team, Saptar. Like that. Nehal says, go with your gut. Already have Ronaldo. He's still my captain. Nehal, then I think that would be awesome if you can get Bruno. It would be awesome. The problem with Bruno Fernandes only is that, not sure why he was benched versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. I don't know what's going on with Ragnick. What's going on with Bruno and Ronaldo? They were like rumors that they had a dressing room bust up or something of the sort. So I'm really like, not. I don't really only want to go with Bruno. The upside of going with Bruno Fernandes, however, is that you get a placeholder for Salah. As soon as he comes back, you take out Bruno and you can get to Salah in one transfer. That's the only upside. By the way, if you're not sure, if Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes both are playing, Ronaldo is the one who's going to take the penalties. So you should be clear on that. Would you keep Cavani and get Ronaldo or sell Cavani? Uh, no, I'd keep Antonio. I honestly, I'd keep Antonio, and if you want, if you have a free transfer, you can get Ronaldo. Keeping Cavani is not a bad option, my friend. Honestly, I think he's gonna play. I'm not sure if he's gonna play both the games, but I think Cavani is a perfectly good option as well. I'm leaning towards Bruno, he says, because technically Ronaldo is a -8. Yeah, that -8 is a bit much in my opinion. I think then you should go for Bruno. For me, I can do that move. I can make that move in a for a -4, and that is the reason I'm personally considering it. So for a -8, I think it's a bit much, especially with the news that Ronaldo's been struggling in training with the hip issue or something like that. If you had both Ronaldo and Bruno, who would you captain? I would captain Ronaldo. Definitely captain Ronaldo if I had both of them. Son to Mora, Son to Madison. Madison will have a double game week later since the Burnley match is cancelled. See, I'm not sure when Leicester needs to kind of reschedule 4 fixtures. I don't know how they're gonna get that all those congested fixture schedule. How they're gonna rearrange those 4 fixtures for Leicester. But we don't know when that double game week's gonna happen. And this game week they play against Spurs, so it's a bit difficult because Mora plays against Madison and Madison plays against Mora, so it's a bit difficult in my opinion. I think long term you'd possibly want Madison, because as soon as Son comes back, I think he by default becomes the better option than Lucas Moura. And Lucas Moura probably won't have a double game week because the Arsenal fixture is on the verge of being cancelled as well, because Arsenal have only 12 fit senior players or something like that. Neil says the system was different. He shifted to the diamond in the cup game. That is true, but but they barely won against Aston Villa as well. So, by the way, I need to check whether did Bruno Fernandes play that game. Actually, I didn't watch that game. Need to just check whether Bruno Fernandes played that game or not. I should have checked beforehand. Yeah, so Bruno Fernandes played 86 minutes of that game. So that's a positive. Cavani played 72 minutes. Marcus Rashford played 86 minutes. Had a very bad game, by the way. Mason Greenwood played 90 minutes. So yeah, Bruno played that game. Usman says my team is Alisson, Cancelo, Sofal, Tierney, Jota, Tierney. I'm not sure if he's gonna have a fixture this game week. Bernardo Silva, Saka, Bowen, Antonio, Ronaldo, and Kane. Any improvement should change? If I was you, I'd possibly move on Saka. I'm not sure if Arsenal is gonna have a game, and they're gonna have 2 blank game weeks pretty soon anyway. I think it's a decent idea to change Saka to somebody like I don't know who should. There's not many good options anyway, but maybe Trossard. Ronaldo is 75% sure. That is just on the FPL app. Ralph Ragnick's press conference was today. He said it should be fine, Ronaldo. They played 4-2. Yeah, I get that, Nihal. I totally agree with that. What to do with Watkins? If I had Watkins, I'd probably keep him. What I mean is -4 now and I'm future -4. Then you're in the same boat as me. Then I understand, Brian. Then you're in the same boat as me. Just give me some time. Let me make up my mind. I'll let you know. Just wait for my transfer, and if you want to know what I think about it, just kind of you can go with what I do. Odds on Foden starting. He had COVID, but he's fine now. There's new COVID cases in the Manchester City camp, by the way, if you didn't know. Pep Guardiola did not mention any names. I think Foden has a chance of starting. Not sure how much, if he's match fit, because post-COVID effects are a thing as well, But I think Foden should play some part in that game. If you have better options, I'd probably bench him as well. He says, Nihal says he was the most advanced player in the cup game. Thank you so much for the update, Nihal. Danny says, what's your thoughts on Weltman? I have only 4.4 to spend without taking hits. Weltman's, I think he's fine, Weltman. He's been playing most of the games. Doesn't get many attacking returns, but we can't be choosy in that price range anyway. So I think it's all right, bro. Does any of the bench players in my team deserve a start? Sanchez, Diaz, Ben White, Jordan Henderson. Not in my opinion. Will Delo play? I think not. I think Delo has a little chance of playing. He had a cut on the ankle. If you saw those pictures, it was from a couple of days back. He had a cut on his foot, and his foot was badly stitched up. So he might get a game, might get an odd, like, a substitute appearance. But I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka will play. All right, let's move on quickly. Starfro says, "Hi, where's Maguire starting?" I think he should, although the official FPL does show him with an issue like a 75%. Let me see what Ragnik had to say on that. I need to. I had made my notes on that. There's just too much information to soak up, guys. I'm sorry, just couldn't kind of digest all the information. It was like things happening left, right, and center, chaos all around. Just give me a second. I'll open my notes and I'll let you know what I have in store for you. For some reason my PC is kind of freezing up. I hope my stream doesn't kind of suffer. Just give me a sec here. Ta-da! Sorry guys, just give me a second. My PC is kind of acting up. Ake is the rumored COVID case. That's good. At least, Cancelo's going to play. Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, the usual suspects. I'll be happy if they all play. Alright, so the question was about Maguire, right? So Harry Maguire's been training. Yeah, he's been training. There is a chance that Harry Maguire should play, according to my notes. Rest, I don't know what happens. Best midfielder to replace Son. Bruno Fernandes if you have the money and if you already own Ronaldo. Should I wildcard or free hit? I don't think this is the game week to either wildcard or free hit in my opinion, my friend. But that depends on your team. But if you have like 11 playing players, I don't think this is time to free hit. Smash those likes, says Neil. Thank you so much, bro. I got Madison for Son last night. Who should I get for Lacazette? I can get Ronaldo. Already have King and Antonio. I think you should go for Ronaldo. That's just my opinion. What's your transfer? Also thoughts on Greenwood? I haven't made my transfer yet. Greenwood, I think, is a decent option. It doesn't play 90 minutes most of the time. He's the first one who gets taken off mostly if Ralph Rangnick wants to bring on an attacking player in place of Greenwood. So, but I think at his price point, he's fine. Under Rangnick, he's just got 1 assist in all the games that he's played, and that also was from a substitute appearance. So make of that what you want. Who should I bring in this round? I got Ronaldo, captain, Son to who? Shopman, there are not many good options. If you kind of, if you can go from Son to Trossard, you can go from Son to Rafinha. These are the kind of options you have this game week, kind of. If you don't have Demarai Gray, you can think about getting Demarai Gray. Obviously, everybody owns Jared Bowen. That's also a good option. Free hit team, says Mohamed Ali Shpani. Just kind of Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Leandro Trossard, Jared Bowen. Just load up your team with kind of double game week players. Rudiger, David De Gea, Dennis, King, all these guys. I think could be fine if you already activated your free hit. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Bear, I don't think this is the game week to use your wildcard on free hit. If you haven't activated it already, if you don't have too many injuries, you can get 11 players. I think just take 1 or 2 hits and just field the team. I think free hit is too precious to kind of waste. Surfro says thanks, you're welcome, bro. You're always welcome. Lars says, if you had both Bruno and Ronaldo, who would you captain? I would captain Ronaldo. Primarily he's on penalties as well. Even if Bruno's on the pitch, Ronaldo still takes the penalty. I got Ronaldo, DCL and Antonio. Who should I get to one of King and Dennis? I don't think the thing is, Fudzali, if you already got Ronaldo, DCL and Antonio, I think you got pretty good forward options. I don't think you need to go for King or Dennis. In my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I have 3 players. I have 3 City players, only 2 double game week players, and 2 free transfers. No clue what to do. Well, tell me your team. I'll try to tell you what to do, bro. Foster, a good choice in goal. Well, if you don't have another playing keeper, just put Foster in. He was due a late fitness test. All we can do is hope that he plays. I wouldn't waste my transfers on a goalkeeper. That's all I want to say. Technically, Buckman, Ben Foster has returned to full training, guys. He is in contention for the Newcastle game. So he's training, he's back. Backman is been playing, not making too many errors. I don't see why Ben Foster should come straight back into the team. But if you don't have a playing keeper, there's no point in kind of wasting your transfers and stuff. Just put Foster, hit and hope. Yeah. I'm on Twitter, by the way, just checking stuff. Somebody says Antonio's got a knock, DCL potential COVID. I don't know. This, don't worry about. Don't listen to these rumors, guys. Everybody's gonna make up stories at this time. Hey Pedro, I hope you're fine. He says, I'm thinking of rolling my transfers due to no obvious upgrades. Team is Trent, Alonso, Kinsella, KDB, Jota, Bernardo, Gray, Antonio, CR7, Dennis. You've got a midfield of KDB. I mean, that's a great option to have, but the thing is, he plays against Chelsea. Do you agree? Well, the thing is, what you could do is, you could move KDB to kind of Bruno Fernandes. If you want to make a transfer. Otherwise, you can roll your transfer. I agree with you. You've got a pretty decent team and you don't need to make a transfer. But if you want, you can move KDB to kind of Bruno, attack the double game week that Manchester United has. If you don't want to do it, then absolutely fine. Fadzali says, yeah, potential. I already read this tweet, Fadzali. I didn't want to kind of say it loud. It's from Kristan on FPL. The tweet at the race Kristan FPL. So I can't say whether this is true or not. These are just rumors and stuff, so God knows what's happening here. Reece James, Son and Saka in my team. Got 2 free transfers, 3.4 in the bank. I would replace Reece James and Son. Saka I think you can possibly keep because he's the least priority. At least he's playing. Oh yeah. So yeah, recent Son for me. And he says, Biz, you still got Tony, and he's got the rolling eyes emoji. Well, he just finds a way to stay in my team, bro. Honestly, if today I get Ronaldo, Tony's the one who has to make way. Because, Tony is the kind of player, every week he finds a way to stay in my team. I try to get him out, but then I've got other fires to put out, so Tony ends up staying in my team. Today might, if I go for Ronaldo, today might well be the last day of Ivan Tony in my FPL team. Guys, imagine having sit through 2 90-minute games, watching your only FPL asset in Ivan Tony get 1 point in each game. How frustrating can you get? I mean, yellow cards in each game. I don't know. It's so frustrating to own Ivan Tony. I hope I can, I make up my mind about Ronaldo and just get Ivan Tony out of my team. That would be the best. He says, why is Alonso out of the team? I haven't set up my team right now, bro. I need to make my transfers before I set up my team. So yeah. Saptar says, everybody so into King or Dennis, but if Burnley can't assemble 11 players for Leicester, what are the odds that second game with Watford happens? There is still a possibility because Burnley's players contracted COVID when their FA Cup fixture was supposed to go ahead. So in my opinion, I think by the Watford game, they've already have enough time to kind of come back and play that fixture. Even if it gets cancelled, King or Dennis still play Newcastle, which is kind of a shambles team. They lost to Cambridge in the FA Cup. Mon says, I have both Backman and Sanchez. Who to start? Start Sanchez, bro. Why is Alonso bench? I already answered that. So guys, I'm just keeping tabs on Twitter. I'm letting you know if I have any news. Ragnik says, what did Ragnik say? Rolf Ragnik says, I'm happy to have Luke Shaw, Alex. Luke Shaw is obviously suspended. Ragnik says, it's all about fullbacks. Nothing interesting. Alright, let's move on and see if we got anything else on Twitter for you. Let me just open my transfers page. By the way, guys, there's a big chance FPL site will crash, so I think it's not a bad idea for me to set my bus team just in case FPL site crashes. So let me just set my bus team, just in case the FPL team crashes. What happens in my bus team? I don't know. Technically, I should be taking out Ivan Tony. He's the most frustrating player to own. Let's put the captain on Dennis. By the way, see again, this is not my final team. I have to say it again and again. It's just I'm just setting a bust team. Bust team means if I get hit by a bus before the deadline, at least my team is set. So yeah. What do you make of Antonio, how he played? I mean, Antonio had great opportunity to score a goal. It was an open goal. He hit it straight at the goalkeeper. Antonio was frustrating, honestly, my friend. And all of the people who actually captained him would feel unlucky to not to kind of, we got news on Sergio Reguilon. He says Sergio Reguilon took part in full training at Hotspur Way today. Anybody who owns Reguilon took part in full training. So Rudiger or Alonso, Mount or Fernandes don't have Ronaldo. Technically, I'd say out of Rudiger and Alonso, I'd get Rudiger because in a double game week, a centre back always has a better chance to play both the games. Bruno or Greenwood. If you have only those two options, I'd go with Bruno Fernandes. Out James, Son, Cavani, Lumpty, Mount, Ronaldo. -8 seems a bit much. I think -8 seems a bit much. You're right. Yeah. The thing is, you've got like James and Son. James isn't gonna come back for another three months. He's out with a serious injury anyway. Son is gonna be back soon. So the priority is to take out Reece James. Is the thing, Now, like, there's multiple reports. I've got people sending me DMs saying Antonio has a knock. I don't know. He says nothing is 100% confirmed, but like people have picked up on that rumor and everybody's now tweeting about it. Let's just cut out the noise and let's start giving your answers. Aditya says I have King, Antonio and Watkins and 2 free transfers. Do I get rid of one of them and get Son and Ronaldo for... Yeah, I think that's... See, Aditya, the same question I have for my own team, bro. If whether I want to get Bruno in place of Son or to get Ronaldo for a hit. So just wait and watch. I'm trying to make up my mind, and as soon as I make the transfer, I make up my mind, I'll let you know. I got a major FOMO of not owning Ronaldo, because he's gonna be I think the most captain player in the game. Let's see. Michael says, hey Michael, I hope you're fine, bro. Yasa says, hold Tony or sell. To be honest with you, if you can sell Tony and get Ronaldo, I'd sell Tony. At this point, my captain for this game week will be decided by a coin toss. You're still better off than me. I still need to make my transfers. If you're still having to decide your captain, I think you're better off than me. Dennis or King? This is such a difficult question because, most of the people on Twitter, especially the ones who look at stats, they've gone for King. I personally, I went for Dennis. I believe in eye test, and he always looks more... likely to score the goal. King is fine. He's on penalties. So if you want to go with like a guy who takes penalties for Watford, you go with King. If you want to go with a guy who looks good in XGs and stats and stuff, I think King is your man. For me, Dennis just looks more dangerous, in front of goal. Michael says my team is Ramsdale, Foster, Alonso, Cancelo, Trent, Livramento, James. You still got James. You still got Son. I think you need to get rid of them. Salah as well. Do I need to free hit? I don't think you need to free hit, my friend. I think you could just make 2 or 3 two transfers. I think you should be fine. Just take out either of Son, or you just take out Son and James. I think you should be fine. Free hit, I'm not so sure. I know you don't even have a playing keeper. If Arsenal game doesn't go ahead, and that's a concern. You could free hit potentially, Michael. You could. I think if you wanted to. It is confirmed that Ronaldo is injured. He's not injured. Rolf Ragnick says he's fine. Brocha to Ronaldo for a -4. Is he injured? He's not injured. I mean, see, again, I'm not saying it from my own side. That was what was said in the press conference by his own manager. He says he's fine. He should be fine to play against Villa. Shopman says, are you going to bring in Bruno? United has not looked good, especially United mid. Shopman still gonna wait to make my transfers. Can't say right now. Could get Semedo and Bruno for James and Son, but Cristiano, Barry, there's everybody's got the same FOMO as me. I don't know what to say anymore, guys. I know, you can't have all the players. That's all I can say. For example, there's I've seen 20 teams on Twitter who have both Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo. They make me envious, but the thing is, you can't have all the players. You just have to play your own game sometimes, you know? So just make up your mind. And if you can't, possibly, just I'll make that. Arsenal have requested the Sunday's Premier League to be postponed. Tottenham are angry. What does that mean? What kind of a news is that? Decisions to be made tomorrow, he says. So the decision on that Arsenal postponement has to be made tomorrow, guys. So we won't have any news on the Arsenal Spurs postponement today, if that is anything to go by. De Gea, Tierney, Cancelo, Trent. De Gea, Tierney, Cancelo, Trent, Foden, Jota, Bone, Bernardo Silva, Antonio. So you got Foden and Bernardo Silva. I'd get rid of one of them. Brosha, my bench is Foster, Reece James, Duffy. I think you need to get rid of Reece James and or one of the City players. You know, I think you've got like Bernardo and Foden. I think two is a bit much in my opinion. You know, just get rid of one of them and get rid of Reece James. You should be fine. What is your transfer plan? I'm still debating whether to get Ronaldo or Bruno Fernandes. Then that's where I'm at right now. If Todd were here, he'd say I sound like a tenor today. Yeah, definitely not a base. Son replacement, already have Rafinha, Jota, Bowen and Bernardo. You already have Rafinha, Jota, Bowen and Bernardo. Well, there's not many players you can get. I mean, you can possibly think about going with like what Demarai Gray. You could think about going with kind of Leandro Trossard as well. I mean, you know, he's got a double game week to come. So, Smelly Web says, hey, I hope all is well. What are your thoughts of Salah and Son to Fernandes and Trossard? Hey, Smelly Web, everything is fine, bro. Just kind of, caught me in a panic moment. But yeah, I think those moves are fine, Smelly Web. Especially if you own Ronaldo already. I think those moves look good to me. Trossard, you only have to remember he has a blank in 24. Other than that, I think is a decentish option. Also, there are not many good options in the midfield. So I think, look, objectively looking, I like those moves. Especially if you already own Ronaldo, I definitely like those moves. On to Twitter again. Hey guys, I lost my connection, by the way. Guys, I hope you can hear me. Guys, I hope you can hear me. I lost my connection for some reason. Today is the day when everything's gonna happen, right? Server's gonna crash. Server's gonna crash. FPL is gonna crash. My internet is gonna crash. Everything's gonna happen today. Don't worry, guys. Even if I lose my internet, I'll turn on the hotspot from my mobile phone and I'll come back and stream. Don't worry about that. I'm still gonna be here no matter what happens. Don't worry about it. Yeah. FPL Sam says Bruno and Trossard, Rafinha -8. I like that. Absolutely like that. The thing is, if you ask me about Trossard and Rafinha, the problem with Rafinha is there's like international commitments of Rafinha. He has to go off to South America and stuff, and then we don't know what happens. We don't know what happens there. Other than that, I personally think Rafinha is the long term a better option. So short term, I think Trossard. Smelly Up says lock and load early. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Bruno and Ronaldo is giving me a major FOMO and a major headache at the moment. That is what I couldn't decide before the deadline as well, especially with all the news coming in. Son to Mora says Faz. I think that's a decentish move to make. You can definitely look at, like, there's like 3 or 4 options you can look at in midfield. Demarai Gray has to be one. Rafinha, James Maddison was everybody's like transfer this game week. The problem is the double game week of Leicester got cancelled, and now Maddison, nobody wants to get Maddison anyway. So the options you've got is like again, Demarai Gray, Rafinha, Trossard. All these players, none of which are like very attractive, but then Bruno Fernandes if you have the money, of course. Babin says, would you start Cancelo or Watkins? Oh, I always definitely prefer to start the striker. In this case, I could make an exception though. Like thinking about that, but still, I think this should not be a question. To be honest with you, like if you have the option, I'd start both, because Watkins does look to be playing well under TVG as well. Bourbon. What are the other options? Is an Everton mid forward good investment considering they play Norwich, Aston Villa? I think definitely an Everton mid or forward is good option, Saptar. I agree with that. Shivan says, good evening from India. Please help me. Good evening, my friend. I hope you're fine. He says, who to bench? Kilman, Cancelo, Trent, Rudiger, Reguilon, Bowen, Jota, Mora, Martinelli. Definitely bench Martinelli. Foden, I'd say. And who else? Kilman, I think so. Maybe, yeah, I'd say Kilman. It's a tough one, but you have to bend somebody. Hey Viz, who is the best midfielder under 9 million? Under 9 million, there's not many options here. Mason Mount, but the thing is, he's got blank game weeks coming up. Rafinha, again, international commitments, duties. Leandro Trossard, just scored 4 goals all season, and there are not many good options. That is the issue, Ari. Mount looks good. Trossard, Lucas Moura is fine as well. Mount or Moura? I think Moura, because Mount has got like blank game weeks coming up. If you can manage that, then I think you can go with Mason Mount. Otherwise, not. Are you doing? Is Son to Lucas Moura worthy of a -4 hit? I mean, keeping Son. The thing is, you have to keep Son for 2 or 3 more game weeks without him having to play. So I think you can move him on for Moura. If he had a double game week, it would be much more easier for me to say that. But single game week, Watkins or Tony? I'd suggest you just. Tony's got a double game week, but he's absolutely doing nothing. I'd still say if he has a double game week, you play Ivan Toney. I have money for Bruno. Should I take him and take him out for Son? If you already own Ronaldo, I think that's a no-brainer. I think you should go for Bruno Fernandes. By the way, guys, I just want to say that I might be the one who kind of has a fear of missing out on for I don't own Bruno Fernandes, so I might be saying, like, make my decisions based on that. So just saying, just think about that. But honestly, I think I think I should be making my transfers, pretty soon. I don't want to keep delaying them until the last second, only for me to. What's going on Twitter right now? Sorry. He says, Lucy says, dropping my phone while mulling over a transfer and in the process of catching the phone made the transfer. My word. Lucy Hynett is a great manager, and he accidentally. Arsenal statement. Arsenal says, we have reluctantly taken this step, but we have many players unavailable across our squad as a result of COVID, injuries and AFCON. So Arsenal have issued a statement, guys. And they say that they believe that a statement from Premier League is imminent. And they are saying that the statement could arrive before the deadline, but he says the decision is tomorrow. Alright, so yeah. I don't know what's going on, guys. Twitter is absolutely mad right now. That's all I can say to you. Absolutely mad. If that makes sense to you. So I'll come back and answer your questions. Your views on... sorry guys. Jota, I think Jota is fine. Jota is a great option. If you don't own Jota, go for Jota. Bench 1, Dillo, Cancelo, Lumpty, Dawson. Dillo or... possibly Dillo or Dawson. Dillo, I think you have to bench Dillo, Start Lloris or Foster. Lloris. Did Salah to Son in haste now? He's injured. Worth bringing in Bruno for a -4. If you already own Ronaldo, I think it is worth it. Don't make early transfers, guys. This is the only thing I request to you. I always say that on my Twitter. By the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm very close to 3,000 followers. If you can follow me on there at WizFPL, I'd really be thankful. And I always say it all the time. Guys, in this crazy COVID time, do not be making early transfers. For the love of the wizard, please. Your views on Kane, says FPL Jug. I think Kane long term is a good option, Jug. I just prefer Ronaldo over Kane for this game week. Especially if Kane doesn't have a double game week. If the Arsenal game looks likely to be postponed because they said we don't have enough players. What do you do? Arsenal, so they've requested for the match to be postponed, and I think it will. So if Kane has a single game week, would you still want to get him in? Against Leicester, he has a great record against Leicester, but that doesn't make him a more attractive option than Ronaldo, I'd say. Jethro says, hey Viz, what are the chances of Foster starting? He's back in training, in full training. I think he's Ranieri would still stick with Bachmann. That's just what I feel. But if you don't have a playing keeper, put Foster in there, hit and hope. Don't be taking hits for goalkeepers, I'd say. Ooh, guys, my throat's gonna get fried. Along with my brain. Barry says got Cavani anyways, and 5 players flagged in my name, but I'd have to go Bruno and Semedo. Yeah, Bruno and Semedo are not bad options. The problem is Ronaldo. Not owning Ronaldo is like, in my mind, it's an issue. Jethro, Barry, who are you bringing now? Starting to get a feel for Ronaldo. At the back of my mind, I'm thinking I want Ronaldo more than I want Bruno Fernandes. I'm just thinking at the back of my mind. I think I want Ronaldo more than I want Bruno Fernandes. I'm just thinking, again, nothing is fixed right now. But I'm thinking at the back of my mind that I want Ronaldo more than Bruno Fernandes. Let's see. I'll just give myself five more minutes to think, and then I'll kind of make up my mind. But just give me 5 to 10 more minutes, guys. Actually, being on Twitter doesn't help you when everybody's posting their teams. I'm just trying to sift through for news. Andy says we won't find out until the Spurs versus Arsenal game is off until tomorrow. So that's we already have that information. Anything else? Sorry guys, I'll answer your questions pretty quickly. Start Lloris or Foster? Lloris, I already answered that. Son to Bruno or -4 to Laka to Ronaldo. Keeping in mind it would be easier to bring Salah back if I have Bruno. See, I think when does Salah come back? I think it's game week 25, right? Game week 25. I think at this moment in time, I think planning that long is not the right way to go. Honestly, if you ask me, with so much uncertainty, matches getting cancelled left, right, and center, we can't plan for such a long time. So, in my opinion, I know that's a consideration, but one hit in this atmosphere, if you prefer Ronaldo over Bruno, that should not sway your mind just because of the fact that you think you can get Ronaldo with one transfer. All right, let's go ahead and answer your questions quickly. Who to captain, Lucas, Jota, or Dennis? Well, I don't like any of these options. Maybe Dennis, but I don't like those options. If you have Ronaldo, then Ronaldo. If you have Bruno, then Bruno. Wow, what is going on with Arsenal? Arsenal's match might get transferred because they have only 12 senior players who are fit, because Saka got injured yesterday, Granit Xhaka got sent off, and what's his name? Cedric Suarez, the right back, also got injured yesterday. So they actually have just 12 fit senior players, and they've requested to the Premier League to get their game postponed. Who to captain? I already answered that. Considering Ronaldo's interview, he seems pretty determined. I agree with that. I honestly think Ronaldo, at the back of my mind, I personally think Ronaldo, I might just go for Ronaldo. Just take a hit and go for Ronaldo, because I think he's honestly the better captain option, especially if he plays. Bruno is fine. I think he's a bit of a more of a luxury transfer. If you already own Ronaldo, you can go with Bruno Fernandes. If you don't own Ronaldo, I think he's the one we should be going for. Just at the back of my mind, I'm not saying that this is the transfer I've made or I'm making. I'm just thinking, guys. Just thinking out loud to let you know. All right. Nihal says Arsenal requested the postponement. Yeah, so that means we'll not hear about anything about this until the deadline. So yeah, we all know that they've applied. So if they've applied, guys, they at least have the issues. They acknowledge that they've got issues. I want to replace Livramento, but only got 4.2 million. There are no good options at that price range. FPL Doug. Honestly, I'm tempted to say Johnson, but he's not even playing off West Ham United. So honestly, there are no good options at that price. How much does Brandon Williams? But Norwich are not going to keep any clean sheets anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But at least he plays. Viz, is Ronaldo essential? Nobody's essential, Jethro. But the thing is, Ronaldo is a good captaincy option. That is why I think he's close to being important. If you go for Ronaldo, which midfielder would you bring in? I think I'd possibly think about Rafinha or Trossard. I think just because he has a double game week and I don't want to look too much ahead. I think I might go for Trossard. Just thinking out loud. Smelly Web says like and subscribe. Thank you so much for the shout out. I really appreciate it. I have 13.4 million to spend on a midfielder. No Ronaldo. Only minus 12, minus 8 with no goalkeeper. Yeah. Don't take minus 8s, minus 12s. Just go with Bruno Fernandes. Minus 4 is fine. Nihal says, Viz, I can hear the panic in your voice. Have a glass of water. It's not about panic, Nihal. It's about the information. Because the thing is, I'm getting DMs left, right, and center with like people telling me the news which I can read on Twitter myself, and it's like crazy. I don't know. Like there's like 41 people watching here, but the amount of messages I'm getting. Do you think it's like 400 people watching the stream? Anyways, Son plus Salah to which one of these pairs? Ronaldo and Trossard or Bruno and Semedo? Ronaldo and Trossard, Barry. I like that better. At least at this moment in time. The next 5 minutes might change. Bruno plus McAllister, Bruno plus Moura, or Bruno plus Rafinha, or Bruno plus Jota. Achutan, I think Bruno plus Jota is the one, in my opinion. Salah, Brosha to Bruno, Dennis. If you already own Ronaldo, then yes. If you already own Ronaldo, then I think that's a good transfer. Abu Talib. Barry, just give me like 5 minutes and I'll let you know. All right, we have no. The thing is, at the back of my mind, I'm thinking about Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo. The thing is, before I came on the stream, I was set on Bruno Fernandes. Before coming to this stream. Most of the times what I do is when I, change my decisions on the stream, it never works out. I was thinking I should make my Bruno Fernandes transfer and come to the stream so that everybody would know my then I thought I should give myself more thinking time. I don't know. Just give me like 2 more minutes. I'll lock my team. I think this game week is gonna make me suffer. Anyway, if Ronaldo bangs, then as well. If it doesn't bang, then as well. But I still feel always like when I change my transfers on the stream, it never works out for me. So the choice is like Trossard and Ronaldo for like Son and Tony, or to just go with Son to Bruno Fernandes. Like that is the choice. There might be other issues as well, but that is at least what I think. If I kind of thinking, guys. Please no Tony says. Yeah, the thing is, I'm if I get Ronaldo, then I'll get him for Tony. If I get Bruno, then I'll get him for Son. The thing is, let me just show you guys. You know, if I like take out Son, let us assume I'm getting Trossard, right? And I think I will. I won't change my mind at this last instant. So Trossard, and then Tony will go out for Ronaldo. So this is one option that I have, right? This is one option, and the second one, this is for a -4, as you can see on the screen. But the second option that, can you see it, right? Yeah. So the second option is just to not go for Trossard and just simply go for Fernandes. So this is what I actually had in mind before I came to the stream. Bruno captain, let's go, he says. It's a weekly fantasy game as of now. Take one game week. Yeah, I agree with that. That's totally, guys. Don't make long-term decisions. That is what I agree with. Absolutely agree with. Bruno captain says FPL some. It's just about Ronaldo and Bruno for me. Everything else is fine. There's also this little bit of an issue whether to go for Bernardo Silva or not. If I get Bruno Fernandes. Anyways, I think I should be making the move. I don't want to keep everybody waiting. I'd say let's go for the move that I actually initially had in mind. Let's go for Bruno Fernandes. Gonna be a big make or break, because next game week then I have to take out Ivan Toney. Just give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. I am decided. Martinelli, Trossard to Son to Bruno, going with my gut. Going keeperless. That's fine, Nihil. I agree with that. Absolutely. Abhijit says Salah and Son out for Jota and Mount. Mount doesn't have best defender to bring. I think not many options. Cucurella maybe because of the double game week, but there are not many good options at this moment in time. You know, best defender. There are not many good options, honestly, at this moment in time. Bruno is my captain. Yeah, just give me a second, guys. I need to make my transfers. I think the FPL servers will crash. Anyways, guys, let's make my transfers. We have to go with the gut, right? So Son to Bruno Fernandes. Just hit confirm and be done with it. This was the initial move that you decided in your mind. You don't have to change it on the stream. I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking to myself, not to you. Right. Done, guys. Now the issue is I have to put in Bruno Fernandes in my team in place of who? See, that is, I had to think about that. Bernardo Silva, maybe? See, this is what happens when you kind of leave your transfers late. So Bernardo has to be on the bench and I end up playing Ivan Toney. How sad is that? Oh, and by the way, guys, now the transfer is made. My captain is going to be Bruno Fernandes. At least you should know that. What do you think about Rafinha? Rafinha is a good option. Should I take out Brocha? Brocha is a long-term good option, but this game week I think he's injured. Brocha. I ended up, guys. Just look at my transfer. At least you know my transfer now, right? Guys, confirm your teams. Guys, yeah, confirm your teams. You know my team now. My captain is Bruno Fernandes. At least you know my team. You know, I showed you my transfer. Now you need to go and confirm your team. So Fernandes is my captain. Now the issue is I've got Bernardo Silva on the bench. I don't want to play him over Gray because I think Demarai Gray's got a good fixture against Norwich. Jared Bowen, Ivan Toney, Dennis. I think Bernardo Silva has to be on the bench. I don't see any. CC Sofal has to be on the bench as well, although he's got a fixture against Leeds. I think Brocha can be brought back. That's true. That's true. Guys, please confirm your teams. I agree with me here. He says FPL like is a nightmare, the servers. So in my opinion, you should go and lock your teams. You've seen my transfer now. Now you have to make up your mind whether you want to go with Fernandes, whether you want to take a hit for Ronaldo. I went with Bruno Fernandes. I took out Heung-min Son and I went with Fernandes. The issue now is Bernardo Silva is sat on my bench. You know, could I just take a hit and no bench boost. So basically this is the transfer, guys. Now I just need to set up my team. You know, my captain is going to be Bruno Fernandes. At least that's confirmed. 10 minutes to the deadline. Please, guys, I just implore you, even if you don't want to like make your transfers, at least set your team. So if the FPL servers crash, at least, you know, your team should be set. You know, play one of Gallagher against Brighton, Dawson against Leeds. I always prefer the attacking player, bro. You know, although Dawson against Leeds seems attractive as well, you know, but such difficult ones, Nehal. Nehal, can you tell me your full team? I think that would be easier. Guys, lock your teams, all of you. Put Bilva on, man. Who should I put Bilva in for? Would you start Laporte or Madison? Madison, I'd say. Bruno and Ronaldo are a viable option. Yes, definitely a viable option. Duffy or Veltman? Veltman, I think Veltman. Duffy, the thing is, not sure about Duffy, how much he's been playing. Bjorn, he says, would you start Bilva or Watkins? It's such a difficult one, my friend. Bilva, I think, over Watkins, I think I'd start Bilva. Remove Tony. I don't want to remove, he's got a double game week, you know, all he needs is one penalty to kind of, you know, do his thing. I can bench Demarai Gray. You know, Demarai Gray can be benched. Nobody's plays against Norwich. Bowen, obviously not gonna bench Bowen. Yeah, Ivan Toney is the only one who can actually go. Again, always end up creating a problem for myself. Is Ronaldo starting? I think Ronaldo would start. Definitely would. Eduard for Brosha. Shot. I mean, he's just got one good fixture. You just said to me to bring Ronaldo instead of Bruno. I didn't, guys. So Mayu, I didn't say. I said like I was gonna make my transfer, and you can see my transfer. I'm sorry if I made it sound that way, bro. But if you got Ronaldo, that is fine, bro. I'm not it's like I'm not the end of the world. Just captain Ronaldo. If you bought Ronaldo, just captain him. Ronaldo doesn't have anything. Rolf Ragnick said he's gonna be fine. Just captain Ronaldo. If you got Ronaldo in, just captain him. Do not panic at the end, guys. Come on, it's all fine. If you got Ronaldo, I think you got the better option. Himayu says, kidding mate, I bought Bruno. Bro, this is not the time to be kidding. Oh my days. This is not the time to be kidding. I can't get Bruno in my team. Oh my god. Mon says Tottenham versus Arsenal will be postponed. Why Fernandes though hasn't been too much of a standout player? Oops, sorry. Oh, no, that's fine. He says, why Fernandes hasn't been too much of a standout player? He's been fine. He's been creating a lot of chances. If you look at his numbers, he's been fine, Fernandes. The thing is, United as a team haven't been fine, you know. If you look at the numbers, I crunched all the numbers before I came to the stream. Fernandes looked fine to me. If you talk about that, this game becomes so envious of those people who have like both Ronaldo and Fernandes. Dang. I'm so scared of benching Bernardo now. Everybody always scares me. Anyways, why not bench Antonio and play Bilbao? No, I'm not benching Antonio now. Kane to Lukaku. No, don't. I don't think this is a move that makes sense to me. Honestly, I don't think you should do that. Just keep Kane. If you have Kane, keep Kane. Why would you get Lukaku? It doesn't have a good double game week anyway. Why Bowen vice captain? Didn't even look at the vice captain. It doesn't make a difference. Let's put it on Dennis. It doesn't make a difference, bro. Fernandes will play both the games. At least he'll play one, so no chance. Nail says Bilbao will play deeper. Yeah, I think so as well. You know, he's not going to play on the flank. If Gabriel Jesus starts, then especially if Phil Foden plays. Is Broja ruled out for the game? I think so. Just give me a second. Quick, my notes. So what? Armando Broja? No, he should be fine. Armando Broja should be fine. He was taken off as a precaution. He had a bang on the head, but he should be fine. That's what I have in my notes. Make of that as triple captain Olise. No triple captains this game week. Just triple captain Salah in game week 26. You should be fine. No triple captains now. Just triple captain Salah in game week 26. Do Everton have a double game week? Not this game week. No. Foden first sub starting Reguilon. If I was you, I'd start Foden over Reguilon. If I was you, Barry. You know, tearing my hair between starting Bernardo or Tony. Himanshu is the same as me. I don't know what it's the same issue which I have. You know, I don't know what to do. Sometimes these things happen. You can't play all the players. And yeah, I'm like this might be a good week to just get my bench boost out of the way, but I don't have enough time. Here says Wiz swap Gray with Bilva. No, I don't think I should, my friend. I think Norwich are an absolutely horrible team. I think Demarai Gray should be alright. Let's just I think let's just roll with that. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make up my mind anyway. I'd probably start Dillo on the bench, but bench Dawson or Cancelo. Dawson, I think. You always play Cancelo, my friend. He's got potential on both ends of the pitch. Clean sheet and attacking returns. He's got both. Quickly. Gray over Bilva for sure. Neil says Foster, Trent, Cancelo, Emerson, Bowen, Jota, Bruno, Trossard, Ronaldo, Cap, Antonio. Last spot between Dawson and Gallagher. Such a difficult one. The thing is, Brighton don't concede too many goals. That is one thing that I would like to kind of say. They don't concede too many goals. Brighton. It's just difficult one, Nehal. You know, there's no clear cut. You know, like play Gray or Antonio. Antonio, I think. You know, you always have to pick the striker. Antonio could have easily scored against Norwich. You know, missed an open goal, kind of hit straight hit the keeper. Dawson or Gallagher. I think Gallagher is technically supposed to be the better option, but against Leeds, you know, is you can take a chance. You know, I don't think there's a big downside in this time. Yeah, I mean, there's no downside in playing, like, if you want to pick a defender over Gallagher, there's no big downside here at this moment in time. Gallagher would be advanced because Zaha has gone for the AFCON, you know. So Gallagher will be more advanced because Zaha's on the AFCON. That is the right thinking, I'd say, Nehal. Last 2 minutes, guys, lock your teams, please. I just, you know, stop mulling over stuff. Lock your teams, guys, and be done with it. I'm just saying this. I don't have any more any more answers for you guys. I've already said everything I had to say. I showed you my team. I made my transfer like with 15 minutes to go. Now just you know, just lock your teams. So far, are Cancelo, Watkins, or Madison? Watkins and Cancelo, I think. Watkins and Cancelo. Yeah, that would be my pick. George, hurry up, please. Last minute to go, guys. Quickly lock your teams. Let me refresh my team for everybody to see, by the way. Well, no. Watch the server crash. No. Alright. So this is my team. My captain is Bruno, hopefully. Vice captain is Dennis, Bernardo, Sofa, Livramento, Antonio. Yeah, that's the team. Zen mode, he says. Smelly Wap says Zen. Bruno in for Swan captain, says Chug. Good luck. Anybody who owns both Bruno and Ronaldo should definitely captain. This would have been crazy if I lost my connection before the deadline was over. That is insane. I hope you can hear me, guys. Lost my internet. Guys, can you hear me? Just let me know. I'm back. Thank goodness. Wow, I was thinking what would have happened if I had lost my connection 5 minutes before the deadline. It's not my internet. I think it's something YouTube's acting up or something like that, because, you know, just for this reason, I've got like 3 so I've got 2 internet connections, 2 fiber optic connections, both from different companies. And even if I lose my connection from one, I can swap to the other one, but none of them was kind of working today. It was weird. Todd says I can hear you. Well, welcome, Todd. I was I was hoping to see you before the deadline, but nice to have you here, bro. Refusion says thank you so much for doing your team with spare time to go. Refusion, it was so tough, bro. It was absolutely tough. And if you kind of understand the psychology of the human mind, the fear of missing out, like if you talk about the shares, like if you invest in the stock market, there's like 2 terms which are really important. One is the fear of missing out. For example, if you own a stock of Google and Apple and you don't own like Facebook, you always fear, or you don't own Amazon, you're like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on Amazon. I own Google, I own Facebook, I own like the best Apple and Google, but I don't own Amazon. So that's the fear of missing out. Even though you own 2 good stocks, you still are afraid of missing the third one which you don't own. That's called the fear of missing out. The same thing happens in FPL. The other thing is fear of being invested, and that is what doesn't happen too often in FPL. But if you think at the back of mind, the players which you own, you always think that you are gonna underperform, and the players which you don't own are the ones which you always think are going to overperform. So that is kind of the opposite of FOMO. The thing is, I made my decision on the basis of the research that I had done. My mind was already made up before I came to the stream, but again, the fear of missing out was about to take over my psychology, and the entire decision was going to be made by the fear of missing out. But in the end, I decided to make the transfer that I had actually decided before the stream I was gonna make. Todd says FOMO is why my retirement funds are invested in index funds. Well, that's not a bad idea, Todd. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. I totally agree with that strategy, by the way. Sometimes it also depends on what type of a person you are. Some people are just by nature more adventurous in life. Some people are like, by nature they want more safety, more security. Nothing in this world applies equally to everybody. You just have to understand that. That's true for stocks, that's true for your FPL decisions, and that's true for your general life as well. So yeah, Todd says I was listening to the drama instead of working, got into a little bit of trouble. I'm sorry for that, but that was a lot of drama today, and the thing is, people, to be honest with you, I was wondering, like, there's like 41 people watching this stream, and the way I was getting messages on Twitter and on my phone, you would think that there's like 400 people watching the stream. This is absolutely insane. And people were like sending me the same message over and over again. Like, for example, if the news of Arsenal postponement came out, they all sent me the same like link to the same tweet, and I'm thankful to have so many friends who actually care for me so much that they send me messages. But sometimes I just can get overwhelmed by the information that's coming in. Barry says good luck everyone, and thank you, Wiz. You're welcome, my friend. Atul says good luck everyone, great stream, Wiz. Thank you so much, Atul. I had lots of fun as well. Shopnan says, do you have stocks? If yes, what stocks? Shopnan, I recently started investing in Indian stocks. I still don't do American stocks, but I just gave an example because none of the viewers here would know about the Indian ones. But I think investing in Indian stocks is teaching me so many things about my psychology, about the different terminology that or the different psychology which comes in play with the fear of missing out, especially when you're invested with the money. And honestly, if you ask me, what I think is, when I make my decisions about my stocks in which I actually invest my hard-earned money, I think I'm more casual, and I think I'm more like laid back and less stressed as I am in FPL, in which like I've got nothing invested. It's kind of a free game. All that is at stake is kind of our just the overall rank, your I run an FPL YouTube channel, so obviously I'm expected to have a good rank, but nothing beyond that, right? So Nail's like, oh my god, Wiz, you sound so much better. I do, Nail. It was crazy. Refusion says, hi Wiz, what is your day job? Refusion, I'm a university professor. I don't know if I should be saying that on the stream, but I teach. I teach engineering, and yeah. So I've basically been through a lot of academia. I've done my bachelor's, master's, my doctorate, and I teach engineering. So that is what my job is. So yeah, that is exactly what I do. Process engineering, chemical. Now I teach electronics engineering. The subject which I like to teach is mostly stochastic processes, random process, probabilities, signal systems. These kinds of subjects. I like to teach wireless communications as well. And these are the subjects that I actually like to teach. My research field or the subject in which I did my PhD or my doctorate was wireless and mobile communications. Yeah. So you might all be wondering what a person who actually did his doctorate in wireless or mobile communication is doing here talking about FPL. but that is the truth. I just love doing this. If I had the option, if you kind of tell me that what I want to do right now in life, sometimes I feel I'd prefer doing this, like FPL content, live streaming, even showing my face. Unfortunately, my the authorities in my department, they do not allow me to show my face. Kind of, that's the reason. Yeah. Nail says, my man Viz is a professor. Well, it's kind of the same thing being a wizard, isn't it? Todd says, FPL has similarities to investing, trading, and paramutual betting. That is absolutely true, Todd, and that is what I'm learning now when I'm investing in stocks. I'm learning so many things about my psychology, more about myself than about the stocks. And for example, the day you buy a stock, for example, let us assume there's a stock in India called Infosys, right? It's an IT company, by the way. Everybody should know about that. It's a very famous company. Narayan Murthy. So basically, until I did not own that stock, every day when its price would go up, I would like, damn, I see I had to buy that, and now it's gone up by 0.5%, it's gone up by 1%. Why didn't I invest in that? I would beat up myself on that. And as soon as I spent my money, I bought that stock, and I'd start thinking, but this is such a big company, the market cap of this company is so big, the market cap of this company is so big in that it is not gonna, the stock price is never gonna double, because the stock price actually depends on the market capitalization versus the number of shares and all that stuff. I don't want to go into technical details, but as soon as I get that share, I begin thinking, should I have invested in a small cap company which has a more chance of becoming a multi-bagger and all that stuff? It's absolutely crazy, the similarities that stocks have to FPL. Refusion says, oh my god, very well done for all the effort that must have taken. The effort was crazy, humongous, doing a doctorate, it took everything out of me. Rohit says look at Rohit, he says, ye kis line mein aa gaya bhai sahab, ye isi line mein rehna hai bhai mere ko. I just, if I can grow this channel to something which is sustainable, I would love doing this much more than the thing is, I love teaching, and I don't find doing FPL videos dissimilar to what I do. I research, I learn, and I just come here and share my knowledge. That's all I want to do. And then teaching, that is the aspect I enjoy the most. I just love interacting with the students. Shopnan says, gotta go, good luck Shopnan, thank you so much for being here, and obviously not an FPL stream anymore. Lighter says, Wiz, did you make a crystal ball during your studies? Well, that's exactly what you kind of, got it. I was actually doing my doctorate, and I was trying to make a kind of a transponder for 5G communications, and by mistake, I got stuck in like a Tesla coil, and that Tesla coil kind of made me travel in time, and that is when I discovered my crystal ball. It was actually back in time. It was lying on the table of Merlin, the great Merlin, and I just actually stole it off him. I hope he doesn't mind. Refusion says Professor Wiz. Nah, I prefer to just call myself Wiz. I'm not supposed to be actually. I don't know what. I just revealed everything about myself today, but I'm not supposed to. By the way, Rohit says chip shortage is gonna affect 2022 or not, bro? What do you think? I think it is already affecting, bro. For example, the electric vehicle generation, or the transformation in India has been slowed down because of the silicon shortage. The chips are not available, so the minister of TRAI, he said that we're gonna move to ethanol, and they're gonna start ethanol blending, because they think that it's gonna take 10 years for the electric vehicles to kind of dominate India. Rohit says, you look like an interesting person, bro. Professor and running FPL channel. Thank you so much, bro. I can assure you, it would be so much better on these streams if I can just take a camera, put on a camera, and interact with you, and it'll be just much more fun for me to do this content, and it would be much more fun for you people to attend it. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, it's just not possible. Predictions till we get team news. Absolutely, Nehal. I was actually gonna wait because I heard that after the deadline was passed, we might get news about Double Game Week 23 as well, so I was gonna wait anyway. Yeah, let's do the predictions. Barry says, Wiz, the Professor Time Traveler. Nehal says, the EV companies are suffering. Yep, totally. Tesla stocks, NIO stocks are dropping, but that's the reason, because the silicon, there's a shortage of the semiconductors which are required to make the Tesla debut is delaying. What's the reason? I think there's lots of issues. I think there's tax, there's things related to tax as well, and I think there's more about the issues with the government rather than the shortage of chips for the Tesla's launch in India. But let's not talk about. I think we're diverting too much away from the topic today, guys. Let's do some predictions. Let me go on Twitter and see if there's any announcements for the Double Game Weeks as well. So, by the way, shout out to this guy, Nathan Bacon FPL. He actually put out a tweet today. He said, if you can give this tweet 2,500 likes, he says, I'll captain Lamptey. And he thought like it's like two and a half hours to go, and this is never gonna happen. Nobody's gonna give it 2,500 likes, and people actually gave him 2,700 likes, and he's actually captaining Lamptey in this game week. So shout out to my my colleague and my mate. Nathan Bacon FPL. This is a fantastic YouTube channel. So I think there's no double game week news. Let's head over and do some predictions, guys. Enough about myself. I think I've said a lot more than I should have. Just give me a second here. Right on, guys. So guys, we've got a big hefty game week with so many fixtures. I'm sorry, what happened here? Todd says high leverage ethanol blended fuels are unavailable locally at this time, which is an amazing considering how much maize is grown near Chicago. Todd, yeah, that is absolutely right, and that is exactly what is going to happen in India. They are saying by 2024 or 2025, India is going to start ethanol blending, and it's going to be 20%. Right now it's like 8%, so they're gonna take it up to 20%. I'm sorry guys, I'm just diverting from the topic, but I need to answer Todd here. So what's gonna happen here is Todd, that they're gonna start making ethanol from two sources. One is gonna be from the rice, maize, and the other one is gonna be from sugar. So in India, like from the past couple of weeks, ever since they made the announcement of ethanol blending going to increase, the stocks of sugar and rice and maize as well, they've skyrocketed just after the news of as soon as the minister said that they're going to start ethanol blending. The stocks have become absolutely rocket. Yeah, anyways, back to the topic. When you're planning to use the second wildcard, I mean, here I think it depends on a lot of factors, but I think I'm gonna use it in game week 33 when there's like supposed to be 4 double game weeks after game week 33. So I'm gonna be using my wildcard in 33. I think my team's pretty well set up, and there's no FOMO. No FOMO in terms of wildcard, and I still have my 2 free hits in case there's any blank game weeks. I can just navigate them. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do some predictions, guys. So Todd says 1-1 Brighton and Palace. Interesting. Rohit says, telling us about is a good thing and shouldn't be a problem, bro. That's fine, Rohit. Thank you so much for being so considerate and listening to kind of everything I was rambling today. So let's do the predictions real quick, guys, and I'll talk you through my thought process, and you can do your predictions in chat, and I'll come back and read them. So Light Ray says 2-2, Todd says 1-1. I think this is going to be an interesting game. If I went for Trossard, it might have been. It might have been because Brighton are the kind of team which can exploit Crystal Palace because of the way Palace play. I think Brighton are perfectly kind of suited to take advantage of Crystal Palace. Palace are 2 different teams this season under Patrick Vieira. One which plays at Selhurst Park and the other one which plays away from home. The Palace which plays away from home is not that good. The Palace which plays at Selhurst Park is much better. Especially, they lost Zaha as well, and although he wasn't doing much. In this game, I expect Brighton to score 2 goals and Palace to score 1. I'd say 2-1. I expect Brighton to win 1 game out of the 2 games that they have in the double game week. Rohit says 2-1 for the Palace. Nice. Lightra says 2-2 and Todd says 1-1. Interesting. Guys, this is going to be a very interesting game to watch anyway. From a footballing perspective, how Patrick Vieira plays or, sets up against a perfectly well-drilled system of Graham Potter with a false 9. And, it's going to be a perfectly good game to watch tactically as well. So, in my opinion, Brighton's going to win 2-1, but most of you have predicted a draw. Let's see what happens. Manchester City versus Chelsea, major decision for me to leave Bernardo Silva on the bench in this. I expect Manchester City to win this game, although ever since Thomas Tuchel has joined Chelsea, he's got the better of Pep Guardiola on most occasions, except this season when Manchester City went to Stamford Bridge and actually won there. Other than that, I think Thomas Tuchel has got the better of Pep Guardiola on most occasions. And I expect Pep Guardiola to win this game, especially looking at the way Chelsea have been playing and looking at the way City have been playing. I think City are looking good for the title this season, and Chelsea are kind of, just barely managing to keep the pace. I expect City to win this game 2-0. It could be 2-1. Maybe Chelsea can score, but I still expect it to be 2-0. It would be so interesting to see the predictions, what you've said. Neil says 3-0 to City, so it's pretty close to what I said. Neil says 2-1 in the previous game as well, so we share the same predictions approximately in the first 2 games. Todd says Manchester City 2-1. Yep, very nice. Barry says 2-0. KDB Masterclass. KDB Masterclass can definitely come. I think KDB, when he plays against Chelsea, I think he's extra motivated because they rejected him, when he was young and he went to Wolfsburg and had to kind of, just come up through the ranks and stuff. He always plays with extra motivation against Chelsea. 3-2 to City. Very nice. That would be an amazing game to watch if it's a 3-2 game. Anil says Manchester City 1, Chelsea 2. So 1 prediction for Chelsea as well. Anil says Chelsea is going to nick this 2-1. Going to be a nice game to watch regardless. Newcastle Watford. In my opinion, this game has goals in it. Newcastle is struggling because they've got loads of players out, but they've bought some new players as well. They've bought Kieran Trippier, they've bought Chris Wood, And they're signing a lot of players. Newcastle, they're bidding for Sven Botman of Lille. He's a really good defender, and to be honest with you guys, I would like to talk about one thing which Newcastle did. They bought Chris Wood from Burnley, right? I didn't like that transfer. Personally, I think more than Newcastle wanting Chris Wood, I think they are wanting to make Burnley weaker, because Burnley are, like, along with Norwich City, Burnley are contenders for relegation anyway, and buying their only good striker makes them even weaker. So I think Newcastle has played a game here in which they've actually got themselves a decent-ish striker. The level of the owners and the level of the money they're spending on Trippier, Botman, I think Wood is not the same level of player. But why did they buy him from Burnley? They bought him because they might want to weaken their opponents, direct opponents. So just think about that. I honestly, as soon as they bought Chris Wood from Burnley, I had this feeling. Nail says, do you know the final game of the season? It's going to be a Wood derby for relegation. Gonna be interesting. Rohit says Aston Villa made good transfers. I agree with that. Totally agree. Newcastle 1-2 Watford, says Todd. I think it's going to be a 2-2. I think Watford don't have a good defense to keep Newcastle out, and I think at home Newcastle have got a very aggressive home crowd that's going to push them on, especially with the new transfers. I think the fans are going to be invigorated. So I'd say 2-2. Nehal says KG Affair 1-1. FPL Sam says 2-1 to Newcastle. That's going to be interesting. I hope Dennis scores. Lighter says big game for relegation battle. Agree with you about the transfer of Wood. Wood had a release clause too. Yep. Todd says, I agree. Newcastle is like a bully stealing Burnley's lunch money. Totally. As soon as I saw that transfer, it did not make sense to me. Newcastle are a club who wants to go for like people like Erling Haaland and Mbappe and all these kinds of names flying around, although they wouldn't want to play in the championship. But the thing is, going for Chris Wood just did not make sense to me. They could have gone for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I mean, if they had the money, why not? Lighter says 2-2, Barry says 1-1. Very interesting. So most of us we have it as a draw. Moving on, Norwich versus Everton. I think Everton gonna nick this one. Norwich are absolutely shambles, guys. The way they actually conceded goals against West Ham. West Ham could have scored 7, in this game, and I think Everton gonna score. There have been rumors about Calvert-Lewin having COVID, but I think they're just rumors. I think Calvert-Lewin's going to play this game. Going to score as well. I'd say 2-0 to Everton. I don't think they're going to be too many goals, because Everton are not in the attacking fluid best. But I'd say, in my opinion, 2-0 to Everton. Let's read your predictions. Todd agrees with... Todd says Norwich is going to win 2-0. Very interesting. FPL Sam says 1-3. Barry says that was for the previous one. Lightrace says Everton 2-0. Todd, you think Norwich is going to win? You still own Pookie? Don't tell me. Yeah, he says backwards. Everton wins 2-0. That's better. So we all agree kind of they're going to win. Bowen alone had 4 golden opportunities. I mean, Bowen struck the post, struck the crossbar, had a goal chalked off for offside, and still managed to score 2 goals. And that was insane, that game. I mean, being a Bowen captainer, I should be thankful, but I was actually underwhelmed. He should have scored like 3, 4, 5 goals in that game. El Ghazi debut goal would be interesting. I read a tweet from FPL Prince, who's a fan of Everton. He said that he doesn't expect El Ghazi to immediately start. But it would be interesting if El Ghazi starts, as to who's on penalties for Everton, because Anwar El Ghazi when he was on the pitch, he used to take penalties for Aston Villa as well. I don't own Pookie anymore. That's good. I should not also be owning Tony anymore. I need to get him out. And Nehal says Everton 3-1. So Nehal expects Norwich to score a goal. Alright, moving on quickly. We're going to have team news in 4 minutes. We need to get through the predictions. Wolves Southampton. I expect Wolves to keep a clean sheet. I expect Wolves to win this game 1-0. I think Wolves are such a well-drilled defensive team. But although, you know, they might be suffering a little bit because Roman Saiz has gone for AFCON. So there could be changes in that defense, but I still expect Bruno Lage to kind of drill them into the system. 1-0 win for the Wolves. Lumpty might not be starting? Whoa. That's not good news for our friend Nathan Bacon. FPL Sum says 0-0. Todd says 0-0 as well. Interesting. Barry says 2-0 to Wolves. Yeah, well, the thing is, nobody expects Wolves to concede, and that's where we are all unanimously agreeing, right? How many Wolves are going to score depends on how many chances Adama Traore ends up kind of missing. Jimenez is not looking up to scratch after that horrible head injury, but let's see what happens. Aston Villa versus United, going to be a very interesting game. Midweek, United beat them 1-0. Was a very cagey game. Gerrard has made Aston Villa a much better team. Now they've got Coutinho, guys, and they've bought Luca Dean. They've made some amazing transfers. They've got a really good manager who's actually making them play in a really good system which suits these players. I expect Manchester United to have a difficult time at Aston Villa. The game which I got Bruno Fernandes for was mostly the Brentford game. This game I don't expect them to do too much. I'd say 1-1. It's going to be a draw, 1-1. I'd love to see your... FPL Sum says no Lumpty. Whoa, that is so unfortunate for our friend Bacon. But I'll come to the team lineups as soon as we finish the predictions. Let's get through quickly. Rockstar tweeted a grin, he says. Well, it has to be. It has to be. When you ask for 2,500 likes and people give them to you, you know, there's nothing much that can be done. Nail says 1-0 to Wolves. Interesting. Yeah, we've done that, guys. It's about Manchester United and Aston Villa. I said 1-1. I expect Aston Villa to score against United, although I own David De Gea as well. Neil says if they sign a number 6, Aston Villa will challenge for the European spots. I think they've got a good number 6 in John McGinn. They've got Douglas Luiz. I think they're good players, both of them. And guys, remember, Leon Bailey is such a fantastic player, and he's not found his feet yet. As soon as he starts playing well for Aston Villa, look at the team: Emiliano Buendia, Leon Bailey, Danny Ings, Ollie Watkins, Philippe Coutinho. That team's gonna rock. Villa 3-1 says FPL Sum. That is insane. Todd says 2-3 Manchester United. Bruno brace. That's gonna be amazing if Bruno scores a brace. I couldn't be happier. I just need to, just keep pushing, guys. This game week can push me further back in the ranks. I've, last 7 to 8 game weeks I've got green arrows and made up my way up till 20k. I just hope to stay here. 1-2 to Villa. Nice, guys. Like, people predicting a Villa win more than a United win says a lot about United at this moment in time. Alright, let's quickly go through the next fixtures. Liverpool, Brentford, no need to say too much about this fixture, guys. I expect Liverpool to win this 2-0. Ivan Toney to kind of, get a yellow card and a 1-pointer. Jota to score 1 goal, Firmino to score the other one. Quickly moving through the predictions, and then I'll come back and read. West Ham Leeds, I expect West Ham to win this game by 3-1. Bamford to score the goal, Rafinha to assist for Leeds, but West Ham to score 3 goals. Antonio with 1 assist, possibly. Jared Bowen to be among the goals again. Lanzini, Pablo Fornals to score the other 2. Real quickly, guys, I'm sorry I won't. I just quickly go through the my predictions, and then I'll come back and read. So West Ham 3-1, Liverpool 2-0, Spurs Arsenal. I hope this game it gets cancelled, because as an Arsenal fan, I already know how horribly short we are, and I was extremely proud of my team and extremely ashamed of how Granit Xhaka got sent off. He always lets his team down in the big games. It was a semi-final, a cup semi-final, and he just absolutely. He knew he was going to get sent off. He knew Jota was there. It's absolutely trying to pretend that he didn't see him, and I didn't like that at all. But anyways, it's not about Arsenal this stream. So moving on, if this game goes ahead, I expect it to be a draw. Spurs can win this one, but me being an Arsenal fan, I'm gonna call it a draw, a 1-1 draw between Spurs and Arsenal. You know, let's just hope for the best. But I think this game is gonna get cancelled. Burnley versus Watford. See, the Burnley game against Leicester, it got cancelled. So it's gonna be touch and go. If whether Burnley is gonna be able to field like 15 players for this game or not. If this game goes ahead, I expect like a draw, a scoring draw, but a draw in this game. Let's call it a 1-1. You know, so I don't expect Watford to score too many. Watford can win this one actually the way they play, but I think Burnley is going to be up for the fight. So 1-1. Real quick, Brighton Chelsea. I expect Chelsea to win this one, 3-1. Romelu Lukaku to score 2 goals in this one. Yeah. Moving on. Leicester versus Spurs again. This game's gonna go ahead obviously, and I expect a scoring draw, 2-2. Leicester gonna score. Spurs gonna score. I think. It could be less, it could be more, but I do expect a scoring draw in this game as well. Brentford United, I expect this to be a cagey game. I don't expect United to kind of absolutely steamroll or anything. Brentford at home, they've got a home crowd which is hostile. The pitch is kind of very narrow, and expect a difficult game in this one. But United to win this by a goal. I'd say 2-1. I'd say to United. Mihir says United will win. Barry says 3-0 Liverpool. Let me read your comments now. Mihir says Bruno hat-trick. Nehal says 2-1 Villa. Gerrard revenge. That's an interesting point. Fair point as well. Mihir says Bruno hat-trick. Liverpool 2-0. Brentford says Todd. So we almost agree with that. Barry says 3-0. Lightrace says 2-0. United will win. FPL Sam says 2-2. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. Todd says West Ham 2-0. I said 3-1. Nehal says 2-1 to West Ham, so expects Leeds to score. I said 3-1. Yeah, I said 3-1 in that game. Burnley, Watford delayed. Has it been announced? Whoa, really? Well, that is insane. When did this? I didn't see this notification. Nobody sent me a message either. Burnley and Watford, if it gets delayed, then Watford will not have a double game week, obviously. I don't know. I can't find this news on Twitter. Anyways, I'll have a look after the stream. No worries. But Gaita benched as well. He says Lamptey benched. All right, let me have a look at the team news real quick, guys. I was too busy with the predictions. I need to go and have a look at Brighton. So for Brighton, Cucurella starts, Dan Burn. See, again, for anybody who was asking me on the stream, you asked me if you should go for Duffy or Veltman. I told you to go for Veltman, and that was the right decision because Duffy is not starting. So, yeah, Veltman is starting on right back. Adam Webster, Dan Burn, Sanchez, Adam Lallana. Trossard starts, Mope starts as well. McAllister, Moder, Pascal Gross starting. Nice. So Lamptey is missing, guys, from the Brighton team, and I think all the other usual suspects. Duffy, obviously, if you own him, is missing. For Crystal Palace, Jack Butland is starting, so no Gaita today. Joel Ward, Anderson, Magahi trial, and the defense is all fine. Gallagher starts, by the way, for anybody who owns him. Eze starts. Would be interesting to watch Eze. So Ayew makes way for Ayew's already gone for the AFCON, I think. Michael Elise starts and Eze starts. So yeah, no Gaita and no Lamptey. Interesting. Todd says Brighton, Chelsea to win against Brighton. Nehal says 2-2 Watford. Burnley, if that match goes ahead. Leicester 2 Spurs, the same as me. Love that. Lightra says 2-2 as well. Nehal says 2-1 to Brighton. Nehal, you expect Brighton to win against Chelsea? That is very interesting. 3-1 to Spurs. 4-0 to Manchester United. Nehal, you're expecting a lot of goals this game week. I can see that. Hopefully we get some good games, by the way. Gaita bench as well. Yeah. Todd says, sorry, I'm just guessing about the Burnley Watford. The thing is, Todd, I read a tweet from this guy. Let me actually read it for you. FPL Libero, he's called FPL Libero, and he said Burnley had 7 positive cases on 8th January. So he said even if tested positive on that day, which is 8th January, they would be back for 15th January. That is too late for the Leicester game, but after 3 days before Watford, I don't see why it would end up being off. I totally agree with him actually. He said if they were positive on 8th January, so they might have tested on that day or before that day. So technically the week would pass by 15th, but after 3 days they should all be fine. All the 7 players who had COVID will no longer have COVID. So I mean that obviously he's like just kind of extrapolating, but I totally like understand where he's coming from. So yeah. Anyways, that's just his prediction. Let's see what happens. Nehal says, yeah, that's his prediction. Miss. Yeah, I agree with his prediction though, Nehal. I think you cannot kind of, on the pretense of having COVID, you cannot cancel 2 games, especially if they're more than 7 to 8 days apart. You cannot do that. I think Premier League have started a wrong precedence after giving Leicester the postponement when they applied for it after their injury crisis and all that stuff. I think they've started a wrong precedent, and now everybody's just applying because they think they can get the games postponed, and that way the system's gonna go down, because how many games are they gonna reschedule? COVID is going nowhere, honestly, and it's everywhere here in India as well. I'm totally scared. Everybody is down with like cold, flu, fever. We don't even know if that's Omicron, if that's like normal, regular fever. It's crazy, scared to kind of go out anywhere at this moment. But anyways, we're not digressing now. So yeah, guys, I think that was a pretty long stream and a pretty fun stream for me as well. Nail says yes, but even if 1 or 2 players come back positive, then Burnley are in trouble. Well, obviously they don't wanna play Nail. They just want to delay it as long as possible. They might be trying to get some players in. When they sold Chris Wood, they might have had a contingency plan to get a striker in, so they might want to get new players before they play their fixtures, but they can't indefinitely keep postponing these fixtures. So let's hope for the best. That's all we can do. If it gets cancelled, there's like nothing we can do about it anyway. Just hope for the best. Well, guys, that was much longer than I expected, especially after the panic before the deadline. That was like a tenor, and now is the base, as Todd would call it. So yeah, you saw both the facets of Wizards' voice today. Nail says they have a very thin squad. Wood money needs to be reinvested. Yeah, they absolutely have a very thin squad. I mean, if they hadn't signed this guy, if you hadn't signed Maxwell Cornet, they would be in big trouble, and they already are. I think if it's so hard to predict who's gonna get relegated, I think we can predict Norwich, Burnley possibly, but it's so hard to predict the third team, guys. Like Watford possibly. I think it has to be between these 4 teams. I think Leeds have enough about them. They've got Rafinha, they've got Bamford. They still can win games. They've got Dallas. They still have players. So it has to be between Watford, Burnley, Newcastle, and Norwich. The way Newcastle are spending money, I think they can. If they manage to stay up, then it has to be Watford, Burnley, and Norwich. It's gonna be very interesting. Buckshot says, "Hey Buckshot, so nice to have you here, bro." He says, "Sorry I missed this with been working." No worries, bro. It was a very long stream today, but so glad to have you here. Nehal says Cornet, yeah. Good luck, everyone. Viz went from base to tenor to base today. I actually started a bit tenor, and it just went like note by note. It just kept going up until the deadline, and then with a crash and bang, with the crash and a bang, all the frequencies came down, and we're back to being a bass. I like being a bass. I like being this way. This is actually better. Lightra says, "May the arrows be green." Great stream is. Thank you so much, Lightra. Really glad having you here. All right, guys. So with this, we come to an end of this deadline stream. Sorry, Buckshot. I would love to stay a little longer, but it's been already a pretty long time. I'd love to have you on the next stream, and hope you're fine, bro. So guys, with this, we come to an end of this edition of the deadline stream. Game week 22 was absolutely chaos, and I hope I did help you in the end to fix your teams and just have a little bit of a fun during the deadline. Guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very soon for the next deadline stream. Till then, take care. Bye bye. May the arrows be green. I forgot to say that. Sorry.